Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the second episode of Seated with Spoo. So, today I just wanna look at a couple of things actually. I just wanna look at a couple of things. Excuse my eye not being the same size as my other eye. And the topic for today is basically around things like that. Okay. So You know, we tend to try and look for perfection in things, right? Trying to be perfect, looking for the perfect conditions. I think I spoke about this in the first episode. Um, but we look for perfection in things. Like, oh, today I can't record because my eye is swollen, right? And I don't think I don't think that actually makes you move in your life. It doesn't get you in motion. You know what I mean? Trying to look for perfect conditions, or man, the weather, or the equipment, oh, this, that. There's just so many things that you want to look at. Oh, my outfit, or the t-shirt that I'm wearing the t-shirt that I was wearing last week, and I can't, whatever. There's just so many things that we try and put in front of us to hold us back, and we do it on purpose. Okay? We do it on purpose, and like it's like self sabotage in a way, uh, imposter syndrome as well. So it's all things like that just boiled into one thing that basically stops you from going to the next step of your life, right? Or going towards that goal that you've put for yourself or you've set for yourself, right? So I think I want to take a quick look at that. I want to talk about goal setting itself, and just like people basically living their lives like a to-do list. This was funny actually when someone told me about this. They were like, dude, am I living my life or am I living a to-do list? And I was like, whoa, this is deep. This is extremely deep. Like, and it got me thinking. I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, cool. If you feel like you're living a to-do list, right? All these things that you need to tick off. Okay, today it's this, tomorrow it's that. All these things that you want to do. And when you don't get to do those things, and maybe because of what I'm talking about, like this syndrome that everyone has, whereby you've set things for yourself and then you find yourself putting, like, using excuses and being like, oh no, I can't do this because of that, I can't do this because of that. Doesn't it make you feel some type of way when time has gone and you haven't ticked like any of these things that are on your to-do list? You check. Like, I feel like that's very depressing. That's very, very, very depressing. And you feel like a failure, right? You feel like such a failure because you have these resolutions. Let's talk about New Year's resolutions as well, since it's like going towards the end of the year and everyone's going to be going crazy in January trying to set like New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. And by March, everyone's going to be, well, it's usually like what? It's a big percentage of people that never really reach or do whatever it is that they've set out for themselves before the year actually kicks off properly, right? You'll find that, oh, I want to quit drinking. Oh, I want to start a YouTube channel. Oh, I want to go to the gym every day. Oh, I want to lose weight. I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that, right? There's just so many things that people set out for themselves. And then you realize that, like, in time, dude, like around March, Feb, you're like, okay, let me just, have a drink. Have a drink. Or, ooh, let me just, ooh, missed a day, you know. I mean, what's a day of not going to the gym? And that's how it begins, right? So my thing is, when you start doing those things where you're like, oh, let me just, let me miss this day, my outfit's not proper for the gym today. I can't wear the same shorts that I was wearing last week or whatever, stupid things like that. And you're basically starting to make excuses now, right? And then after a couple of days or a couple of times of doing that to yourself, you realize that, oh man, I'm actually moving away from my goal or my resolution that I've set for myself. I'm not disciplined anymore. I'm not achieving what I wanted to achieve. And that gets to you as a person, right? It gets to you as a person. Look at it like, remember when you were in school, right? In school. Okay, I've got so many analogies. And you guys are going to have to bear with me. I mean, this is a podcast, so we've got time, right? So, when you were in school, okay, and you obviously had to learn things, right? Different things, you know, maybe business studies or whatever it is, right? You're studying, you're learning, and it's test time, right? Okay, you trying to give it your all, and it's test time, and you obviously do a revision and all of those kind of things, and then it's time for you to go write the test. You get to the test, and you're like, oh, whoa, this is not what I expected, right? This is difficult. And you write the test, cool. I mean, you don't have a choice, right? You write the test, and then your result comes back, and you see red crosses on your answer sheet. When your teacher gives back the answer sheet, you see red crosses and such a low percentage. That gets to you, right? Right? Exactly. So it's the same thing, right? So it's the same thing. So what I'm trying to get to, right, is that whenever we try and set goals for ourselves, right, we need to try and like set achievable goals. Achievable goals in that like there's a step by step with every goal, right? And I've come to learn that with every goal that you set for yourself, it doesn't have to be big. Yes, you do have long term, short term, and all of those kind of things, but like it doesn't have to be big. It really doesn't have to be big. Start with your habits first, right? Like create an identity. Okay. For whichever goal you have in your life, right? You create an identity. Okay. And you look at someone who has achieved whatever it is that you want to achieve. Because one thing I've noticed about goals is that there's no new goal, right? You've seen that from someone who's achieved it, and you also want to achieve it. Maybe in your own style, using your own flenyana or whatever. But you you attach an identity to that goal. You're like, oh, okay, cool. I want to be a bodybuilder, right? And you watch or you look at Chris Bumstead, for example. Okay, you look at Chris Bumstead and you see how his journey started, right? He didn't start being Mr. Olympia, right? He obviously started training at a young age for years. He's done this thing. Look at where he started, right? You don't go and look at the fact that now, yeah, he's now Mr. Olympia. No, no, no. It doesn't work like that. You look at where he started. You check out his identity, who he is, the things he does, the things he says. You basically study all of that, right? You take it in because I mean it's like it's bodybuilding. You have to study it. You have to learn it. You have to become one with the habits, right? So you do that, you attach the identity, like, okay, cool. What does Chris Bumstead do? What does Mr. Olympia do? Right? And you copy that. Okay? You copy that. You copy that slowly, every step. You're like, oh, okay, cool. Start eating right. Okay. Drink water. Okay. My sleeping habits. Okay. This, that. make those habits a thing, right? And like follow that identity. Make it you. Be that person. Like behave in the same way so that while you're on your journey and you're copying all of these habits and these things that he does, right? You'll realize after a couple of years or whenever you feel like, okay, whenever you feel like, oh, no, I don't feel like going to the gym today. It's already a habit. It's already a habit. Whenever chaos comes into your life, whenever things start shaking you, because there will always be things that shake you, right? Whenever those kind of things come through and they start shaking you and all of that, you'll be like, nah, man, but this is a habit. This is something that I've been doing for so long. I can't be shaken by this, right? So you go, whether you've got a swollen eye, you sit in front of the camera and you record. Whether you feeling a little sluggish on that day, you wake up and you go to the gym, right? Because you know that that's the end goal, but that's something you're working towards, and you're working towards it using little habits, little reminders, little positive reinforcements for yourself. Like, oh no, I can't do this because um Chris doesn't do it, right? Or no, I can't do this because my my role model or the person that I am trying to be cannot live like this, cannot do this, cannot be out until 2 a.m., cannot be drinking and having a hangover because at 6 a.m. going to the gym, all of those kind of things. It's habits, right? So going back to this thing where you tell yourself that, oh no, I can't do this because my microphone is not the best. I can't do this because my camera is not the best. So it guys, I can't stress this any further and I can't stress this anymore, right? Because I just feel so passionate about it. I don't know why. But lately there's this thing that I have in my mind. I'm like I've been writing a lot of things, right? I've written a whole lot of things in my life, like, oh, this is what I want to do. Oh, this is what I want to do. But I never really go all the way because I don't attach an identity to these things, right? I don't become these things that I want to do, right? But now I've come to learn and understand that attach an identity to it. Make it you. Make it yourself. Speak it, right, to yourself. Become that thing. Become obsessed about it. Don't be obsessed with the end goal, but be obsessed with the steps that you're taking, working towards that thing. Those little steps, dude. Those little steps. Watch your favorite YouTuber, right? Go and ask your friend that's doing the same thing as you, whether it's farming, whether it's ask questions, try and find out about it. Try and understand it. Try and make it you. Okay? Wake up in the morning and be like, yeah, today I am Chris Bumstead. Okay? I'm thinking of Chris because I recently watched a video of him. Well, I was watching a video of him like this morning. It just came up on my TV on my YouTube, so I was just tuned in, and I like him. I like him. I like what he does. I like what he does. I love his personality. He's a good dude. Very humble. That's what I like about him. It's not like the old bodybuilders that you saw, like Ronnie Coleman and all of them. Not humble, man. Okay, they are very humble, but like, nah, man, they just, yeah, I don't know. They just give me vibes. But Chris, oh, dude, very quiet, humble dude. I love him, man. But anyway, um, I digress. So let's think about that. Let's think about that. Let's think about making these things our identity. When you're working towards something, oh, I want to be a driver, like F1 driver. Oh, I've got this goal. I I want to lose weight, right? Look at someone who's already lost weight. Okay, watch them. Watch how they started. Every single step, and it's little things. It's little things. It doesn't have to be this big thing where you stop eating, like cold turkey. You just drop everything. And another thing is that like things start in the head, right? It's all mental. It's all mental. Those reinforcements, those that shift whereby you like, okay, cool. So let's say you're a smoker, right? Or someone who smokes, and you you see that, okay, cool. I don't want to do this anymore, right? It starts in the mind because obviously you thought about this and you're like, "Oh, no, I don't want to do this," and then it manifests into the physical, right? And you take your time with like dropping smoking. It's two cigarettes a day. Okay, let's say maybe you were smoking 5 or 10, right? And you're like, okay, cool. Maybe in the morning when you woke up, you decided that, okay, cool, take a smoke. After your coffee, you smoke. After your after 15 minutes or 20 minutes of sitting in front of the computer at work, you go for a break, right? So you change these things whereby you're like, okay, cool. I won't have one after my coffee. Okay, I won't have one after that 20 minute, like 20 minute off. I won't have one after sitting for 20 minutes in front of the computer. 20 minutes being like just the number that just popped into my head. But you tell yourself that, okay, cool, I'm gonna change this, I'm gonna change that, I'm gonna change this. You don't just drop things cold turkey, right? It's like you don't just become Mr. Olympia. You don't just become the best YouTuber. You don't just become the best person to like the best speaker in front of a camera, right? It takes practice. It takes steps for you to understand how it's done, where to look on the camera, your script, your practice, 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 practice until you get it right. And even then, there will be struggles, right? There will be struggles in everything that you do. That's worth that's worth it. Okay? Something that means something to you, there will always be struggles that you will face. So that's basically my take on like imposter syndrome and goal setting and all of those kind of things. It just takes one mental shift and you just go for it, right? But you don't go for the big picture. Start off small, habits, slowly, steps, every step of the way, just one step, two steps, a day at a time, right? Until you realize that, okay, it's been 365 days of doing this and taking these steps. And some of them just happened automatically on the way, right? And you realize that, man, I've done quite a lot. And I'm actually quite close to the big goal that I wanted. Okay? So that's basically how it works, man. Guys, unscripted, not perfect, trying every day. I'm here and I'm so glad that I actually forced myself to actually get up and record because the days were moving and I was thinking to myself, oh man, I don't like how I sound because I had flu for the longest time, right? Okay, not for the longest time, but I had flu for a while and I was traveling up and down. Hence, this video is a bit late. But I told myself, I was like, dude, this week is not going to end without me dropping a video. I don't care what happens, but I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna drop this video. It's not gonna be perfect, obviously. I'm still in learning phase, but it's going to happen. I'm going to make sure that I drop a video, right? So it's basically my thoughts. Um, yeah, this is Seated with Swoo, episode 2. Ha ha ha, that's funny. I mean, it rhymed, right? You heard that, surely. Okay, cool. Well, guys, I hope you guys have yourselves an awesome weekend. And if you are new here, please like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think of this episode. Let's chat. Let's just have a good time. Let's encourage. Let's criticize. Let's do all of those things. But yeah, episode 2, seated with Spoo. Deuces.